And first at 5, it is a crime that shocked neighbors in Universal City. A woman accused of stabbing and killing a young child is now facing capital murder charges.
Our John Paul Barajas joins us from the neighborhood where this happened. It's near the Forum Shopping Center off of Zodiac Drive in Oak Meadows. John Paul, this happened around 5 o'clock this morning, but 12 hours later, these neighbors are left wondering why.
Ernie, Myra, that's right. Everybody's still in a state of shock, and largely in part because although Universal City Police haven't confirmed it to us about the age of the victim or who the suspect is, neighbors here tell me that the boy who lives in this house is just about 8 years old, and that they were told by officers on scene this morning that the suspect, the person who stabbed him, was his mom. Take a listen.
When we found out, my wife immediately busted out crying, and I was just shocked. I couldn't believe it with all the time that she spent with him, playing and teaching him how to ride a bike and walk with him to school every day.
This man didn't want to show his face, and again, we want to reiterate, Universal City Police have not confirmed that information with us. However, we have been told by them is that when officers got to the home, they found a child who had been stabbed, and they performed life-saving measures, but the boy eventually died at the hospital. They add a woman was arrested and charged with capital murder. I have reached out to UCPD to try and get more information as to who the suspect is and if they have a motive. We've been told at this time that they don't have any more information at this time. Myra, Ernie?
All right, John Paul Barajas, thank you, sir. Meanwhile, new at 5, a now former Gillespie County Sheriff's deputy has found himself on the wrong side of the law and is sitting in jail right now.
So he was cleared for one crime, but that investigation led to accusations that he committed other crimes while on the job.
Our Erica Hernandez sorts through the allegations and spoke with the Gillespie County Sheriff about this case.
Former Gillespie County Deputy 42-year-old Edward Lee Holloway is facing multiple charges after allegedly having sex while on duty. The case began after a woman reported the deputy had raped her after he responded to the RV she was staying at for a call regarding her children. The Gillespie County Sheriff's Office took the allegation seriously.
Once we handed over to the Texas Rangers, it became their investigation, and we were hoping for the best that it wasn't true, but in the end, unfortunately, based on information and interviews through the Texas Rangers' actions, it was determined that a crime had been committed.
Gillespie County Sheriff Chris Ayala says it was through that investigation that Texas Rangers found the rape accusation to be false. But according to the arrest affidavit, more than 900 messages and items found on his county-issued cell phone revealed the sexual encounters were consensual. It was further determined that those acts took place at an RV park in Fredericksburg while Holloway was on duty, and then later tried to get rid of the evidence by trying to delete messages, and the woman agreeing to do the same. Holloway was arrested last week, fired from his job, and charged with 2 third-degree felonies and 1 Class A misdemeanor.
But I do want the people to know that if they do come to us and we take a report, we will look vigorously and thoroughly into that report until we determine what's at the best. We have a commitment to our community to do our best while we're in the official capacity of our job as a sheriff's deputy and me as a sheriff.
As for Holloway, he still sits here in the county jail, and there is no bond set so far on any of the 3 charges. In Gillespie County, Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
Well, San Antonio police are investigating a case that is bringing back painful memories from 3 years ago. People being smuggled in a big rig and then left on the city's southwest side along Quintana Road. So officers got this call a little after 5 o'clock last night and then spent hours searching the area for people from that semi-truck. They say about a dozen people were seen jumping out of the truck. Many of them either got into waiting cars or they ran away. Now, the area where they were left is a little more than a mile away from the site where 53 migrants died in the back of a big rig back in June of 2022. City Councilman Edward Munguia, whose district includes that area, says he found out about the possible human smuggling scene in a phone call from the police chief.
I think my heart sank when the chief told me that there was a trailer found. Thankfully, this time there were no deaths reported.
Councilman Munguia says that he plans to push for cameras and better lighting along Quintana Road to keep this from happening again. Police did manage to round up 8 people from the truck and turn them over to Homeland Security.
The Uvalde County District Attorney is not opposed to moving the trial of a former Uvalde CISD officer. Adrian Gonzalez has been indicted on 29 counts of endangering a child for his response to the 2022 Robb Elementary School shooting. According to records obtained by KSAT, Gonzalez's attorney filed for a change of venue. His defense team argues that he can't receive a fair trial in Uvalde County given the impact that massacre had on that community. DA Christina Mitchell did not fight that motion. She said, quote, given the recent release of information, documentation, and evidence to the media, the state does not object to the defendant's motion to change venue, end quote. Now, Gonzalez's trial is tentatively set for October 20th. That is the same day that the trial of Joe Arredondo's is set to begin. Arredondo was the Uvalde CISD police chief at the time of the Robb Elementary shooting. He, too, was indicted on multiple counts of child endangerment.
A San Antonio police officer who was fired after an arrest for sexual assault wants his job back, but he will have to also beat a separate allegation of being drunk while on duty. An arbitration hearing for one of Humberto Zuniga's indefinite suspensions, which is equivalent to a firing, began today. A former in-service training supervisor at the police academy testified that Zuniga had blown more than 2.5 times the legal limit to drive after he was pulled out of an in-service training back in February of 2020. Zuniga's lawyer said they don't believe the evidence will be legally sufficient. Now, even if this firing is overturned, Zuniga would also have to win another pending appeal. Just a few months later, in August of 2020, he was arrested for sexual assault. And though the criminal case against him was eventually dismissed, he still faces an indefinite suspension over that incident.
Our Lady of the Lake University announces it is discontinuing or cutting 16 degree programs. Officials with the school also announcing that 19 professors are losing their jobs. So the reason for all of this is budget cuts. The news is impacting more than 200 students at Our Lady of the Lake. Areas impacted include English, Spanish, sociology, chemistry, creative writing, theology, and more. Scan that QR code there in the corner of your screen for a full look at the degrees that they plan on getting rid of. Some students now have less than 6 months to realign their academic plans. The degree program cuts will affect 26 faculty members in all. The changes have left students either switching their degree plans or even transferring to a different university.
All right, we'll transfer to the weather situation. I know hot right now, but a lot of attention being focused on this coming weekend, Adam.
Yeah, and the timeline for that potential heavy rain is actually shifting later now. So I think a good chunk of the weekend won't be impacted by rainfall. We'll dive into that in more detail and get to the latest on what we're seeing and what we're thinking. But I want to show you really quickly a little bit of action on authority radar far east of San Antonio, a little bit in Gonzales County, Lavaca County. These thunderstorms or even just heavy downpours are pretty brief, splash and dash, moving along pretty quickly and leaving in their wake some slightly cooler air. That's one nice thing. And you look at where we actually have had the rain today, and it's really just in some of our eastern counties there, Gonzales County, Lavaca County, and southeastward. Now let's look at the rain chances. We just updated these. Saturday at only 20%. Saturday night at only 20%. We get into the day on Sunday at 40%, but then Sunday night we boosted up to 70%. Again, the timing of the potentially even heavy and flooding rain would be most likely Sunday night and even lingering on into Monday. A lot of this hinges on what is now Hurricane Lorena, Cat 1 hurricane, likely to strengthen a little bit more too before it moves into the Baja Peninsula. I'll show you the path of this, its remnants, and what it means for us, and basically how much rain we could see and some of the uncertainties coming up, Ernie.
Alrighty, sir, thank you very much. A colorful tribute to the Queen of Tejano is bringing new life near Market Square.
Yeah, it's all thanks to a local artist who not only wanted to pay homage to the iconic singer, but also add some positivity to the community. So meet Roland Alvarez, born and raised on the west side. This right here is his latest piece, a mural featuring Selena Quintanilla. You can find it on North Houston and West Leona Street.
So Alvarez says at first art was not something he took seriously. Fast forward 20 years and several murals later, his art is everywhere. KSAT's Rocky Garza asked him more about the mural and what he hopes people will take away from this art piece.
I want it to definitely be a remembrance, something positive, and just like, to me, it's just like Puro San Antonio. I've had a lot of people come out here and take pictures by it, you know, the memories, but I just want it to be something that, you know, for the culture out here, for the city.
Now, Alvarez said that growing up, his dad always told him to use his artwork to make an impact. At the time, he felt it was an afterthought.
But now he says he understands what his dad meant. Isn't that how it goes with advice from parents?
Exactly.
Alvarez picked the neighborhood that he grew up in for his Selena mural. He says he hopes it offers joy and hope to an area that he feels is sometimes forgotten. You can read more about Alvarez and that mural on our website at KSAT.com.
I still do that sometimes. I was like, oh, yeah, my dad was right. Okay.
Yep.
Yep. All right.
Me
Well,
too.
this is no fun here. And I understand. So there's a concert tonight at the Alamo Dome.
Yeah.
Right? Weekend is playing.
We're expecting a lot of traffic in and around downtown. Here at 90 and Couples, you can see it looks like the westbound lane's very backed up. A lot of sunshine in those windshields. That is very slow going. We'll keep an eye on this and let you know how things change.
All right. Meanwhile, straight ahead, the fight to keep their dreams alive. 2 business owners are hoping the city's big plans to revamp downtown will feed more customers into their restaurants to keep their doors open.
Coming up tonight on the news at 6, the Texas legislature is about to meet at 6 o'clock this evening for one purpose, to talk about a bill that would beef up camp safety after the deadly floods at Camp Mystic. But there are some camps in Kerr County pushing back on a big part of that bill and what a legislator told our Courtney Friedman about their comments.
Plus, local kids who have mobility issues can now grind at the skate park thanks to a San Antonio nonprofit that makes adaptive skateboards. Those stories and more coming up tonight at 6. Well, San Antonio's restaurant industry is set to lose another business. A popular San Antonio sushi bar and Japanese ramen restaurant is closing its doors after 10 years of service. Nama Ramen took to social media yesterday to announce it is closing. They are located on the northwest side on Babcock Road. The social media post stated that the restaurant will close at the end of the month or when it runs out of supplies. So within the last year, we've seen several restaurants around San Antonio close their doors, including spots that had been around for generations. And 2 downtown restaurant owners do not want to be next.
Yeah, Devin Karp spoke with them, and they say if nothing changes, many more businesses will be forced to make that same decision.
I personally like people watching. It's fun. It's interesting. People are weird. I'm weird. Everyone's weird.
For James Sanchez, manager of the Revolucion Coffee and Juice Shop, it's always an interesting day living and working downtown.
I get to work in like 5 minutes. I don't have to take the highway or anything, and then I get all lights, all green lights if I hit it at the right time.
But some local business owners here say downtown now isn't what it used to be, especially after the pandemic.
I don't think we're ever going to recover from that completely.
This is Guillermo Garza, owner of Guillermo's here on McCullough and North St. Mary's. His restaurant's been in this location for 16 years, something he tells me a lot of his local peers can't say anymore.
And we could look at several restaurants that have closed within the last year. Burgerteca, great place, right? Closed, right? La Fruteria, right? Rio Cantina, Blue Box and the Pearl, Botica. I can go on.
Now, with inflation hurting his customers' wallets and tariffs hitting his, he's concerned about what it means for staying open.
We will definitely continue eating the cost a little bit because we have to. We can't raise prices right now because not a lot of people are coming in.
One thing he says helps are events and conventions like San Japan, which just wrapped up this weekend, bringing people and dollars into the downtown area.
When I was looking at like our reports from the last year, like every day that was consistent with, or that was a correlation with San Japan, it definitely like showed increase in sales through each day. So this week we were able to do much better than we did last year.
We do believe that these conventions are great, and Project Marvel.
Garza hopes a future with a new stadium in it, less construction downtown, and a bigger emphasis on locally owned businesses could mean the difference for places like his.
We're asking for our community to understand that, hey, we're in this together, right? We need to continue to take care of small businesses like this because this is what makes our community unique.
Devin Karp, KSAT 12 News.
Local businesses so often drive a city.
Amen to that.
All right, let's take a look outside with live cam. A lot of heat out there today, of course, but we're talking about that rain this weekend and the change in timing, Adam.
Yeah, the timeline keeps shifting, and it probably will continue to do so as well. That's what happens with these systems, especially tropical remnants, and particularly when they just form and we're starting to get a handle on them. So right now the timing is shifted a little bit later. That would be most likely later Sunday night and on into Monday, and that would be our primary time frame for the potential of some localized bullseyes of 5 inches or more. We can't rule it out. This is somewhat of a classic situation where we have the tropical moisture, rain-making energy, and even a weak cool front dropping in to help squeeze the air a little bit tighter. Where? Well, somewhere. I mean, honestly, that's the best we can say right now. Yeah, correct. Nailed it. Somewhere, basically somewhere in South or Central Texas. Could be San Antonio, could be an outlying area. It's the rain lottery. We know how that works around here. We really need to get closer to the event to get into the probabilities of where we could have the highest likelihood of those 5+ inch bullseyes. Now, the impact would be the potential for flash flooding, the off chance of some localized river and stream flooding. Here's the thing. We have Hurricane Lorena, Category 1 hurricane now. You remember yesterday this was a newly formed tropical storm. That's headed toward the Baja Peninsula, making landfall at some point on Friday, likely as a tropical storm. And then the remnants, the leftover tropical moisture, rain-making energy, that's going to head into Texas and likely even our neck of the woods. The big uncertainty is the exact timing. It's already shifted quite a bit, and it could shift even more either way, right? Earlier or even a little bit later. And of course, the exact location of the heaviest rain. Here's one of the keys that we're watching when I say rain or tropical moisture. It's the available moisture in the atmosphere that can be turned into the clouds and rain and then wrung out. And we will have some very saturated air in place, especially along Highway 90 and southward and along and east of I-35. So I guess If I were to say so right now, the hill country has lower odds of some of the heaviest rainfall at the moment. That could change between now and then. Otherwise, it's somewhere. 98 right now. So far, that's our high temperature for the day. Dew point is 61, not overly humid. 97 Santa Maria, Eagle Pass 98 degrees, Bernie 95, Seguin 99, Lavernia, just 6 miles south of Lavernia, Rogers' backyard, at 102. 95 by 7 o'clock. By 9 o'clock, we're at 89, and typical temperature drop this evening. By tomorrow morning, we're at 74, noon 93, 101. The high temperature tomorrow. That would mark our 20th 100-degree day so far this year. And we should be right at to slightly above triple digits for several communities. Sabinal 103, Uvalde 102. Poteet, Pleasanton, Jourdanton, about 100 degrees. Nixon, Smiley, 100. Notice how the temperatures fall off a little bit with the increasing rain chances by Monday down to 85. The key is Saturday right now is actually looking just fine, just 20% chance of a shower. Most of Sunday looking just fine, even most of Sunday night, or it's Sunday night we're watching.
All right, keep an eye on it. Thanks, Adam.
Okay, Roadrunner fans will be happy to hear about that forecast. And with the home opener, I should say, they have not lost at home under Jeff Traylor, and they don't do it very often, Larry.
No, they certainly don't do it very often, and they're riding an impressive home winning streak at the Alamo Dome. Texas State, of course, looking to spoil that, and UTSA is certainly trying to rebound this week. And in the NFL, how optimistic are Dallas Cowboys fans heading into the regular season? We got the numbers for you coming up.
I wish I was 20 more years in my career, so I was sitting up in the stands being proud of GJ, but right now I want to step on his big toe.
That's funny. Jeff Traylor loves G.J. Kinney, but this week Traylor wants to beat him in football and big board sports. UTSA and Texas State will meet on the football field for the 7th time when they clash Saturday afternoon at the Alamo Dome. Last season, the Bobcats picked up their first win in the series, 49-10. After facing Texas A&M in Week 1, Coach Traylor was asked about the health of his team ahead of facing the Bobcats.
Obviously, we lost Cam Cooper for the year as a huge loss. Bumps and bruises, very physical game. That'll be interesting. 2 Texas teams back-to-back, SEC, team on the road, and then, a team that just embarrassed us last year, back-to-back weeks. It'll be interesting to see what we have in our tank, for Saturday. We left a lot out there.
Bobcats starting quarterback and Reagan High School alum Brad Jackson threw for 214 yards and 4 TD passes in the Bobcats' 52-27 season-opening win against Eastern Michigan. Coach Kinney was asked what is he going to stress to Brad this week.
Just go do it again. You don't have to be somebody, you're not. Go out there and do exactly what your coach should do on every play, and, let the guys around you do the work.
And this Saturday, we've got another triple header of college football on KSAT 12. Number 7, Texas will host San Jose State at 11 a.m. Ole Miss and Kentucky got next. And the nightcap will see Michigan and Oklahoma at 6:30 in a top 20 matchup. The Dallas Cowboys and Philadelphia Eagles will open the 2025 NFL regular season tomorrow night in Philly. And Cowboys fans are not feeling all that great about Shoddy and the boys. The Athletic released its 2025 NFL Hope-O-Meter, and Dallas is ranked 30 out of 32 teams. So Broncos fans lead the way with 99% feeling optimistic about this season. The Eagles are second. Texans fans are number 10 at 91%. Then you have the Cowboys fans, 13% feeling optimistic, 87% pessimistic. And this survey of some 12,000 fans was taken before the Micah Parsons trade. So it's likely the optimism is even lower than that.
They're 33rd out of 32 teams now. Wow.
There's an NFL Hope-O-Meter?
Yes.
Look what I just learned.
Gotta love it.
I was today years old when I learned that too. Larry, thank you for enlightening me.
You're welcome.
We'll be right back. We showed you that backup at Highway 90 in Couples earlier in the show. Well, here is what's causing that. This is a view at 90 at General McMullen. You can see there are several lanes blocked off and traffic is slowly going around this.
Yeah, the reports are that the backup is all the way to I-10, a 30-minute delay upwards, but we see the vehicle looks like it's being loaded onto a flatbed truck there. So hopefully this will be cleared pretty soon. But again, expect